Hey, welcome to Awkwardly Awesome Podcast number 44. I turned 46 yesterday, so Awkwardly Awesome Podcast has almost caught up with my age, but not quite. I'm your host, Jason Freeman, and I'm a speaker, coach, and author. That really shouldn't have taken so long to get out. I help people excel in life by embracing their imperfect best. I do this by guiding people to courageously build bridges between what they find imperfect in their life and their best. Today, I'm thrilled to have a guest who I'm just happy every time I get to interact with him because he is not only kind, he's humble, and he's experienced an amazing amount in life. So we're going to get to savor the brilliance of being with him and hearing his wisdom. But before that, I should just do this, not say. But before that, the aim of a demo is to go, or a trailer is to go smoothly into the trailer, but that's not happening. This is like the most awkward introduction of a trailer right now. But anyway, here it goes.
Today's guest, Darryl Horton.
Hey, let me tell you a little about Darryl. Darryl Horton embodies kindness and believes strongly that kindness is realizing we are all in this together. Considering his kindness is fitting that Darryl is a relationship marketing strategist. In addition, Darryl is recipient of the Black Blazer for men excellence and achievement. In addition, he's a member of the Global Achievers Club, a writer and an owner of several businesses. This is even more awe-inspiring since an unexpected health challenge some years ago could have sent Darryl down a very different path. So, without further ado, let's welcome Darryl Horton. Yay! Hey, Darryl.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Thanks for being on Awkwardly Awesome Podcast.
Anytime.
What's the weather like in Southern California today?
Right now it's I believe it's like 82 degrees. It's been warm. We've got a few fires around, but we're doing good.
It sounds pretty much like South Dakota. It's warm 80s, 90s, and we have smoke from the fires out west.
I think everybody has smoke from our fires right now.
Yeah, sending good wishes for lots of rain in the western United States.
That would be nice. We actually had some rain a couple of days ago. Not a lot, but it hit the ground and it was gone. So
holy wow, that's wonderful in San Diego County in the summer.
Yeah, I think it was I think it was carryover from all the rain that Arizona was getting.
Nice. So to begin exploring your amazing story, tell me a little bit about what was being a kid like for you? What did you enjoy about it? What were some of the challenges?
My childhood was an experience. I grew up. Um, my father was in the military, so we moved around quite a bit. Spent some time in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and I, we moved to San Diego in 73, 72 or 73, I believe. And that in itself was an experience because I never experienced things that I experienced when we moved back to the States, because when you're on a military base, everybody is pretty much the same.
So it was a pretty simple world on the military base, would you say, compared to San Diego?
Oh yes, definitely. On the military base, you know, especially being on Guantanamo Bay, I mean, we're on an island, so everybody knows everybody, pretty much knew everybody, and you know, there were no major issues with anything. Everybody just was just getting along.
And how many years were you on Guantanamo?
We were there for 4 years. From, I want to say, from third grade. Yeah, from third grade until sixth grade, or the beginning of seventh grade. But I will say that when we went back to the States, I found myself in a situation where I was almost a year and a half ahead of everybody in the States as far as my education.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was interesting and very eye-opening and educational. So
I'm getting a thing that we are having trouble streaming on Facebook, but we're just going to keep going with it. Okay.
okay.
So how many kids were in your class in Cuba?
My third grade class, I would probably say 50.
And then so you moved to San Diego for seventh grade?
We moved to San Diego in 73, and I believe I actually started in sixth grade. I believe that was it. It was I started in junior high, whatever that was back then. I can't remember whether it was sixth or seventh grade.
So in the class in San Diego was a little bigger, huh?
It was a lot bigger. it, it it was an experience, not only because the classroom setting was bigger, that there were more kids, and that I have to say was the first time I experienced uh, dealing with different nationalities, where it actually made a difference. I mean, in Cuba, there were different nationalities, but we were all on the same base, going through the same thing, dealing with the same issues. So it wasn't that big a deal. But when I got to the United States, all of a sudden, I encountered things that were, what does it mean? What, I'm, to me, I was in school just trying to get along with everybody and do what I needed to do to get my education, and had to realize that there was more to it than just that. So it's a little tough, but I'm still here. I got through it.
What helped you through that time, that challenging time?
My father always told me to just give everybody a chance and don't prejudge people. So I've tried to not do that. Needless to say that that advice became extremely challenging in some situations, but on the whole, it's the way I've lived my life. I try not to prejudge people because I don't know what they've been through, just like they don't know what I've been through.
What would you say to a junior high student who is struggling right now to fit in and maybe struggling with some bullying?
That's an interesting question because one of the books that I was honored to be a co-author in, it was called Letters to Me, Life Lessons I Wish I Knew. And it encompassed several different stories from different people at the age they are now, talking to their younger self. And what I would say to anybody dealing with that situation is definitely you're not alone. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people dealing with the same issue. Find somebody that you trust and get advice from them, because we've all probably dealt with it and dealt with that situation in one way or another in our life.
You are not alone in such powerful advice, because it's so. I mean, I felt very alone at different times in my life, and it's such a crushing feeling to feel like it's just to feel so isolated.
Oh yes, and I've felt that, and I have several friends that have felt that, and to know that you're not by yourself is a large part of getting through it.
So then what was your early adult years like? Like what were the joys of that time, and what were the challenges?
My early adult years, uh, I, I was the type of person that didn't. I don't want to say I was a renegade, but I didn't like to be told what to do. That just wasn't me. I mean, my father literally told me I wouldn't make it in the military because I don't like to be told what to do. So that, of course, led to me not going into the military and blazing what I call my own path. I made my own money. At one point, I was going to college and had 2 different jobs while going to college. And
Wait, you were going to college and you had 2 different jobs at the same time?
Yes. I just never.
That's a busy day.
Yeah, I just never allowed anybody to dictate to me where I was going to go and what I was going to do. The more somebody told me I couldn't do it, the more I was going to prove that, yeah, I'm going to do it.
Wow. I noticed that your website says your name is Healthy Self-Confidence, and what would you say to people, including me sometimes, who struggle with having confidence to do exactly what they want in life?
Well, healthy confidence comes from being. I combine 2 things. It includes being healthy and with being confident. I honestly believe confidence comes from within, because a lot of people think, "Oh, well, I can't do that because of what somebody's going to think about me." But what they're going to think, people are going to think what they're going to think. Your confidence is in your accomplishments, not in somebody else's accomplishments. So if you feel like you want to do something or you want to try something, if you never try it, it's always going to be in the back of your mind. What if I would have done that? What would have happened? How would my life be different? You know, the only thing that you can do is try. I mean, everybody fails. Even the people that society looks up to as the major athlete or the business who failed, but they succeeded because they failed. If you never fail, you never succeed.
So failure doesn't mean you should stop doing that. You should stop going for the thing you want, huh?
You should never stop going for the thing you want. I encourage everybody to pursue whatever their dream is. It's their dream. It's not your dream. Is your dream. It's somebody else's dream. So only you can go after it. Nobody can go after your dream for you.
That's nobody can go after your dream for you. So each of us has a lot of responsibility if we want to create what we want in our lives.
Exactly. And one of the responsibilities of going after your dream is realizing that when you get to that part of your journey doesn't end. Life still goes on. So once you reach that dream, what's your next dream? Life's a journey. Life's not a destination.
So you don't just achieve your dream and say, "Oh, I can retire now and just drink lattes all day." Not that I would drink lattes all day, but you know.
No, I'd be bored stiff. I'd be bored still. If right now I'm always looking for the next thing I'm gonna do. That's just the way. That's the way life is. I mean, I know a lot of people that say when I get here, I'm gonna retire. Well, what does retirement mean? Retirement means it's simple. Retirement means being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Period. Doesn't mean you stop. You stop growing. It doesn't mean you stop looking for things to do. It just means you're able to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
So retirement is not being bored all the time. It's freedom to be
Exactly.
to do what you want.
Exactly.
So,
That's what it is right there. Freedom to do what you want.
I want to paint a picture now. What were you doing before you woke up one morning and had a health challenge? Had the health challenge. What were you doing like in the months leading up to that time?
I had a 35-year career in the food service industry, and woke up one morning and all of that was gone.
So what happened on that morning?
I I made my way to the local hospital and the emergency room. Ended up
But first of all, like you woke up and then you noticed when you woke up what was different.
Oh, that part. I woke up and went to get out of bed and literally could not move.
Could not move anything? Could you move your arms?
I couldn't move anything. I literally laid in bed for probably 45 minutes. Of course, nobody was home, so I I couldn't ask for help. But after 45 minutes, I was able to get up and made my way out to the garage. Got one of my father's old walkers, rolled myself out to my car and drove myself to the emergency room. Got there at 11:30, and the nurse met me at the door with a wheelchair. They took me in for 2 MRIs and a CAT scan. Wow. And called the on-call neurologist who showed up at 9:30 that night and literally told me, "We can't let you go home." And my thought process automatically went to, "Oh, that's a little different than I can't go home." So proceeded to show me one of my MRIs and showed me that I had no disc between my 5th and 6th vertebrae and my spine was compressing. And he said that when I got to the emergency room, my left side was already starting to paralyze. So he cleared his schedule and did emergency spinal cord surgery the next morning, and the rest is history.
So he put in the vertebrae that was missing?
Actually, the surgery took 10.5 hours, and I now have metal bars from T2 to T10.
The
So pretty much
surgery
my
took 10.5 hours. Wow.
10.5 hours. Pretty much my entire thoracic spine is metal.
Wow. Wow. And so talk about having to adapt to a new reality fast. Like you had spent you said 30 years working in the food service industry. And then
Yes, my life as I knew it was over. Uh, uh, I I couldn't. My doctors wouldn't allow me to lift anything over 5 pounds. Uh, uh, I spent 3 months learning to walk again. Uh, just everything that people take for granted as far as walking or walking distances or talking or sitting or standing. Uh, all that stuff was not. I mean, even today, I can't stand for that long. I, I can only stand for like probably 15 or 20 minutes without leaning on a counter or walking distances. That's out. I don't spend a lot of time going to the mall because if somebody bumps into me, uh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get up.
At one point it was hard for you to talk to.
Uh, it it was hard it was hard. I won't say it was hard to talk about. It was harder to come to terms with it.
Oh no, I mean, was it hard at one point to physically talk? Like after the surgery, did you have a hard time talking?
No, uh, I never had a hard time talking. I just had a hard time uh, trying to do things that I would normally be able to do. That I realized, oh, I can't do that anymore. I can't, grocery shopping. Yeah, okay. You want me to walk up and down how many aisles to go grocery shopping? You must be kidding me. But it's just it brought on a different frame of mind and a different and an appreciation for life that I can honestly say I didn't have before I got hurt.
So, so you've chosen to go down the road of a deeper appreciation for life, and you're profoundly kind, and you're the amazing person I know. Was it ever tempting to go down the path of being angry and and just really mad at that the thing had happened?
Um, that was that was a choice. Yes, I could have gone down that road and continue to say why me, but I just choose to look at the fact that I could have died and I didn't,
Mm.
which in my eyes tells me I still have a purpose. So let's find it and let's go.
So you're choosing to look at the macro that happened, that you're alive, instead of
Exactly. I, and I have to say that the circumstances that happened to me, and the reason I got through it was definitely touched by God, because the surgeon that did my surgery at the time was one of only two in the entire state of California that could have done what needed to get done.
and he happened to be at the hospital you went to in San Diego.
He happened to be the on-call surgeon.
One of only two in California. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that in itself, along with the recovery and rehab teams that I've had the pleasure of working with, are the major reasons that I'm able to do what I do.
So since that point, you not only are you grateful to be alive, but you like purposely spread kindness in the world, and I've even been the recipient of a lot of that kindness. You send me cards and brownies, and it's amazing. So how did that come about?
That that all came about thanks to one of my mentors that literally has been with me and been my mentor for about 12 years. I would we were sitting down talking one day, and she said, "You need to come to Utah." Ah, yeah. She said, "You need to come to Utah," and I said, "Well, why do I need to come to Utah?" And she said, "Well, we're having a relationship marketing uh, summit," and I'm like, "Okay." And granted, this was 8 months post surgery, so I'm still wearing my body brace. But I'm like, okay, I'm going. And that I won't say that was my first dive into relationship marketing, but that was a big part of me understanding how much more relationships are in anything we.
So how would you describe relationship marketing compared to traditional marketing?
Relationship marketing is built on actually letting somebody know that you care about them rather than what they can do for you.
That you care about them as a person,
As a person, because I mean, think about it. We're all people, and everybody, regardless of where they're at in their life, how many successes they have had, everybody wants to be valued and appreciated.
we are all people, and regardless of how many successes people have had in their lives, we all want to be valued and appreciated. That's such a good it's such a good nugget there, because sometimes I look at someone who's famous or uber successful, and I shrink and say, oh, what can I offer this person? But you're saying they want the same thing we all want, huh?
Yeah, everybody wants the same thing. It's just a matter of finding a way to get what you have to offer them to them. It doesn't always, everything, most people don't understand that if you build a business, if you build a relationship while you're building a business, or if you build a business while you're building relationships, then it doesn't matter what you're doing. You're always going to have relationships to fall back on, because businesses are going to come and go. But relationships are always going to be there.
So sometimes I worry that that I have so many friends, which I love. I love building relationships, but at the same time, I look at my bottom line, and it's not always what I want it to be. So what would you say to someone in that situation who's a very social person, but also doesn't always see it reflected exactly in his or her bottom line?
Well, I can say, I'll put it this way: your bottom line, if you're talking financially, is not always going to reflect your effect that you have on other people. I always go back to, and it took me a while to understand what he was talking about. My father always told me to let your works speak louder than your material possessions.
Let your work speak louder than your material possessions. Let your work speak loud.
Which means you know, you can drive around in an expensive car, or you can drive around in a inexpensive car. What you drive, what you own, is not as important as the lives that you touch.
Hmm. 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 I mean, I know the stuff, but it's really good to hear it, because it seems so easy to get caught up in the I have to make this amount of money, and if I don't make this amount of money, I'm not worth it. And that can be a lot of self-judgment in that, I think.
And it does, but if you think about it this way, okay, are you making that amount of money because you want to make that amount of money, or are you making that amount of money because you're trying to impress somebody?
Are you doing it to fulfill your own needs and happiness, or are you doing it to, yeah,
Right,
try and,
because uh, fame and success depends on what your definition of fame and success is, and it can be gone tomorrow. But relationships that you've built, and that you've maintained, are going to be relationships for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. Well, wonderful. Wonderful. Speaking of kindness, you were a diversity trainer for a time during your career. What was that like?
Hold on just a second. I have to plug in because my battery's going dead. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Pa- just a pause here. Just a pause here. Hang on, we're coming back. Okay. Well, coming back. How do I fill the space? Dale is giving us so much many nuggets and wisdom, and suddenly I'm here hanging out, and like, what should I do? Oh, show you my book. Which way do you see my book? Not that way. That way. Oh, that's my book. But it's really funny trying to point at the camera. So, okay, Joe is back.
Okay, I'm back.
Enough of doing that. So what was being a diversity trainer like?
Oh wow, that I'll have to say was one of the most challenging things or most challenging journeys I've ever been on. It was also one of the most educational journeys I've been on. One of the companies that I used to work for, unfortunately, had challenges with discrimination, and we had to put together a diversity training team that went around the country doing workshops for upper level corporate people. And to say I jumped out of the pond into the ocean would be putting it mildly. I was one of 12 people chosen to take a hiatus from my normal responsibilities with the company to join the team.
Wow.
Not realizing that that was a whole nother level of training. We were actually working with the United States Civil Rights Monitor, making sure that the program that we were following met all of their criteria. So when we went in to get certified, they were the ones that were certifying us. And I have to say that that 14-month period helped me grow more than I'll ever be able to express, as far as understanding different nationalities and how they look at things, and how different people, how circumstances can be misconstrued, and all that. Everything that goes into what can be just a misunderstanding turning into an entire diversity issue.
Well, it sounds like just such an adventure over those challenging adventure over those 14 months. What would you say to any of the viewers watching about what are some small ways we can be more kind around issues of diversity, I guess?
I think about it this way, because I can look at it and say I've been through things that many people haven't been through, and they've been through things that I haven't been through. So when you talk to people, or when we have conversations, and I honestly say that conversations, it's the bridge to 95% of everything. Because I can have an opinion about something, but if I don't understand what your views on it are, or how you've experienced it, then I'm only talking from one frame of mind. And most people, they make decisions. Matter of fact, most everybody makes decisions on how they've experienced a certain situation, not how the other person that they may be talking to or interacting with have experienced that situation.
So it's important to have conversations and ask other people questions about that experience, huh?
Well, to me, you have to. There's two sides to every story. I've had conversations and built friendships with people that when I started the friendship, or even started the interaction, I had people telling me, "Oh, you'll never get along with that person because he thinks this way." And eventually, those people became some of my best friends. And everybody turns around and they're like, "Well, how do you do that? How did you do that? How did you get to that point?" And it's all because we agreed to have a conversation and not judge each other on what our experience was.
And do leave an opening for both of your experiences to be different from the other person's experience, huh?
Exactly, because we all have different experiences in life. Everybody has different experiences. Everybody has different perspectives. And if you live your life from one perspective, then you're missing out on a whole another world that is brilliant.
So as we wrap up here, what would you say about what are some other simple ways we can be more kind to each other?
Just my doctors and my physical therapists tell me every day that I need to let people know that I'm hurt. My answer to that is, that is a societal thing. I have been classified as 100% disabled, and I really refuse to label myself as disabled. When people ask me, I say I'm limited. Why do I say I'm limited? Because everybody is limited. Whether they want to admit it or not, everybody has limitations.
I can attest to this. I've known you for a few years, and I've never once thought Darryl Horton is disabled, because I mean that's not the way you don't carry yourself that way. That's not your reality unless you don't convey that to other people.
No, that's why I set out, once I made up my mind to get up and do what I needed to do to get as close to. See, what people don't realize is there's thousands and thousands of people that are going through issues that we know nothing about. So the way that they handle things is because of the situations that they're going through. I see people every day in physical therapy, and their goal is to get as close to the person that they were before they got hurt as they can. Period. That is it. It's not like let me exceed that goal. Let me get back to where I was at so that I can do what I used to be able to do. And a lot of people are going through that, but I've also realized that a lot of people, once you tell them you're going through rehab or you got hurt, all of a sudden their view of you changes. You're the same person. You just, something happened in your life, and you're getting assistance to get stronger or move forward. And a lot of people in rehab are some of the strongest people I've met.
I hadn't thought about that, but in rehab you have to practice consistently to get stronger, and I'm sure that routine of practice has a big impact on your whole perspective and on your whole lifestyle in a sense.
Oh, definitely, because I know when I started rehab, the lady said, "Let me know when it hurts." And I looked at her and I said, "It all hurts, so let's just do it." Because it does. It all hurts, but in the long run, it's all to advance and to get better and stronger.
So last question, Tuma. So I like to talk about doing our imperfect best, and what that means to me is we have the vision of a best in mind, and then when imperfections come up, we use those imperfections to move forward instead of staying stuck. What does doing your imperfect best mean to you?
Well, to me, we all have imperfections. To me, it means realizing what your imperfections are and not allowing those to stop you from moving forward. Because you never know. I mean, especially with social media the way it is nowadays, you never know who you may be encouraging, because your imperfections may be their imperfections, and they may be thinking, well, if he can keep going, I can keep going. So just keep going.
Well, wonderful. Wonderful. And how should people get a hold of you if they want to?
The easiest way to get a hold of me is they can reach me on my Facebook page. All my contact information is there.
Which is remind me.
They can tune into my business page, which is Fortune Darryl Horton, or my regular Facebook page, which is Darryl Horton.
Oh. So this is your business one? Nope. Not yet. That's your business page, huh?
Yeah, and it has links to everything that I'm involved in currently.
I encourage all of you to contact Dell. He's just he has so many ideas, and not just ideas, but methods of spreading kindness, and methods of being resilient, and so much wisdom to share. And so I encourage you to connect with him. Well, thanks so much, Dale. It's always a pleasure. I learn so much each time I talk with you.
You're welcome. Anytime that you want to contact me, don't hesitate to reach out.
Cool. Thanks, my friend. Oh, I love doing this. I learn so much from my guests. I hope you love it too. And if you know someone who needs to see this podcast, please share it. And thanks for tuning in this week, and look for a new episode next week.